fantastic, folks, or what? This is fantastic. And just for clarification, my name's Andy Keneally, because I don't want to take any credit for Mike Kelleher over there, who's done so much of the organizing. So I got to give him, Mike, put up your hand for a second. He's been fantastic at organizing this, so I'm just happy to be a part of the process here. All right, so, and one thing I want to point out to everybody, the online petition at stopthepikehike.org, we're up to 4,500 people have signed the petition. So, I mean, when you go home tonight, if you're on like a social network like Facebook, or if you're talking to a friend, say, hey, go check out the website, sign up for the petition. Because like I said, we got to create awareness. We have to have people all call in, contact their local representatives. Thank God we got some great representation here today. And so we're going to continue with that with Senator Tarr. Now, Senator Bruce Tarr is Assistant Minority Leader representing 17 cities and towns in the North Shore and Merrimack Valley, and he's currently on the Ways and Means Committee. So right now I'd like to introduce Senator Bruce Tarr, everybody.
Thank you very much, Mike, and thanks to all of you for coming out tonight, and thanks to Michelle McPhee for getting the word out that we can change the way things are done on Beacon Hill. You know, it might feel a little lonely to be a reformer. I know that sometimes, because with Senator Brown and Senator Hedlund, we work every day to try to change the way business is done as usual. And you know what? We don't always get the result we want, but we always fight the good fight, and we're going to fight the good fight with all of you. Because what you are doing here tonight is one of the most essential things in our democracy. You are standing up and engaging your government, and you are telling it what your priorities are, and you are demanding a response, and you deserve that response. Because the fact of the matter is, this is one of the most pivotal times in the history of Massachusetts with regard to how we finance our transportation system. Because up until now, time and time and time again, the powers that be turn to you and say, give us more money, raise the tolls, and we're going to do what we want. Well, you know what? This time somebody drew a line in the sand and said, we're not going to do what you want. We're going to do what we want. And what we want is to stand up and have accountability and transparency and honesty and a system that has integrity before we invest one more cent in moving it forward. You know, for far too long, the way that we finance transportation projects in Massachusetts has been pay first, ask questions later. Well, now it's time to ask questions first, and maybe we'll think about paying later, because we haven't seen reform. You know, there's a Transportation Finance Committee report that lists 22 reforms that we should undertake. 22! It seems to me that our watchword should be reform first, reform now, because we demand it and we will settle for absolutely nothing less. So the time is now. The time is now for you to join with us. We'll be fighting the fight in the legislature. We've got the facts. We've got the statistics. All you need to do is provide us with the political momentum and the political impetus to do that which is right. And that which is right is not to waste one dime of taxpayer money at a time when people are struggling to pay their bills, to maintain household budgets, to send a kid to college, or pay for a senior that's in a nursing home. The time is now to change the tide and have reform and change the way that we do business on Beacon Hill. And you know what? We can do it. A few years ago, after I joined with Senator Hedlund in voting no for the Metropolitan Highway System bill, which created one of the biggest setups for boondoggles in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I went on and extended the statute of limitations so that we could sue the people that mismanaged the project at the Big Dig. And that's only starting to begin results. So let me tell you, it may be lonely right now, but it won't be for long. You may think we can't get anything done, but there's nothing more powerful than the voice of reform. And you may feel like this is an exercise in futility, but it's not. We are right. We're not going to stop. And let this be the time. This place in East Boston, on this square, with all of you and thousands more, to say this is the time when we stood up and we changed the history of Massachusetts and we restored accountability to the way that we finance transportation projects. Thank you all for being out here tonight.
Just one fantastic speaker after another. And one thing I want to point out to everybody, that this is not a Democrat, this is not a Republican issue, this is a bipartisan issue, this is a community issue. And we've had some Republicans come up, myself, I'm a Democrat, and we're also going to have some other Democrats come up tonight. Unfortunately, we couldn't have Representative Carlo Basil here tonight. He was stuck up in a hearing, but he'll be probably at the meeting tonight. But I want to introduce the next leader that we have in the community, a good friend.